dark.
We look like the
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, we are live. Your phone was talking to us. Dave and Paul from here in the city of Ringgold. And it's our first test here on the street side. We've been talking to people and rebooting computer and getting ready.
Yep.
But it's fun, and we got our coffee.
Yeah, I think I'm out. I'm gonna have to go get me another one.
Paul's
here
going to go get
shortly.
another cup of coffee. We hope if anybody comes in the stream from one of them, just pop it in the chat. I only have the one screen, so I'm not monitoring 2 or 3 different ones.
Right.
But if you want to get in on I know if you're on Facebook or YouTube, what else am I on?
Lord, you're on everything.
Well, we're on 7 of them, but Twitch and all them should come in and fire in with a chat
Right.
as people get online. But we look like we look like we're from the government or something right now with the shades on.
These are actually
Well, mine
regular glasses that just tint.
Yeah,
you
mine
know?
do too. They transition. It's not real bright here, but it's bright enough.
Right.
And it's nice and cool. And you'll hear background
great.
noises because we're on the street.
Yep.
So if you hear a motorcycle go by, we're out here on the street in front of Caffeine Addicts.
Well, if you want a
Behind
good
us.
cup of coffee, come to Caffeine Addicts, in
Absolutely.
Ringgold, Georgia.
And this is our new Southern Fried Saturday AM. And we're just hanging
Live.
out. It's live.
So you never know what you're gonna get.
You don't know what you're getting. We don't even know if the stream's going to hold. We hope it does. It could drop. But we're just going to chit chat. That's part of our Saturday mornings now as we're doing videos and out and about around town.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. We're going to go over later and get a couple of videos from another area of the city, and drink coffee and just sit here, will you? You know, I figure if people can tune in and watch a webcam of a bird just sitting in its nest,
It's true.
they could probably watch Dave and Paul sitting on a street side just listening to them.
Drinking coffee and chit chatting.
I love it.
If you guys have any particular topics you want to talk about, throw it in the chat.
Throw it in the chat. Yeah, it's cool here where we're at. So it's a little bit of jacket weather, which is the best time of year.
Oh yeah, I love it.
The hunters will be real happy here soon.
I started to wear camo today.
Camo would have been good.
I did, but I didn't want to blend in too much, you know.
I don't hunt, but I think it's bow season. I think bow season's already open, isn't it?
It is.
And then what is it? November that they kick off with the guns.
I think it's November.
That dirty word, guns. Oh, by the way, Sunday night we're going to have a show. It's Rumble only, and it's something
Yeah.
we've been knocking around for a while. It is absolutely a Rumble only show, and we're going to talk about guns. And so don't have a working name yet, but I do, and I've created a song, and I think I'm gonna go with it, but we haven't finalized that. But it'll be Steve O from the Celtic Blacksmith. He'll have Pine Forge, or not from Celtic. He is the Celtic Blacksmith, but have Pine Forge. James is in the hospital from Empty Pockets podcast. We'll hope to have him apart. Rob and some
What kind
others.
of forge? What does he make?
He makes a little bit of everything. I mean, he's up to about 10 products now. So he goes out. He makes hooks, and he makes necklaces and stuff. I've bought several of his stuff. So he's got a lot of different kind of items that he makes. And then he has Tinker Tuesday, where he just goes out and beats around on stuff. And
I know we have a mutual friend that used to love to. I think actually built a forge in his backyard, didn't he? Lauren?
I don't know if he ever built it. Maybe he did, but I know he was a part of the blacksmith club up at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum for years, or for a while. I don't know if it was years, but actually I went to one of the meetings with him.
Did you?
I felt like a duck out of water. I was certainly interested, but I didn't have, I was just learning. Like these guys were like, they had all done it, you know. Even Lauren had done a little bit of blacksmithing, I think.
Right.
I'm just sitting there like a dummy, just watching. So I don't know anything, you know, but it was.
You know what slag was, though.
Yeah, I knew what slag was.
Well, there you go.
But it was fun to watch them, you know. And they built. I think they built a spoon or something like a long spoon. And what I like about it is every creation is going to outlast all of us, unless it gets thrown into the melted down again, or you know, it's going to be there. Like the hooks I bought, they will outlive me. They're going to be hanging up on somebody's wall. Maybe my kids or grandkids or something. But
right.
But I wanted to interview a blacksmith, and the Lord always sends me these guests I
It's
was
amazing how he does that.
he
isn't
does that, and I was like, next thing I know, this blacksmith pops up out of my Rumble, and I wasn't even doing Rumble heavy then.
Right.
And I find this blacksmith, and I contact him, and he's like, "Well, what time slot are you trying to fill?" And I'm like, "I don't do that. Like, I don't have like I'm just blanket calling people trying to fill spots." I said, I want a blacksmith on." So we agreed, and that night, matter of fact, it was weird the night we set up.
Right.
I went to a cryptid talk at one of the national parks
Oh, wow.
in the area, a small one, but it's still
I bet that was fun.
Oh, it was great. By the campfire, and the park ranger did it, and I filmed it.
yeah.
I've got video of it.
Yeah.
And there was about me and my, I think my grandkids went with me, but there was probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 of us that sit out there, and it was cryptids from Cherokee Indian lore, their legends and stuff.
Skinwalkers and things.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So they told several stories, and so it was great. But I was trying to get back, so I was trying to get Robert set up with him so he could get him in. It was a little choppy getting started, but they did it. And I was listening on the way home,
Right.
and I'm sitting here going, "No, we need to fix this." It's your engineer brain.
Oh yeah.
So, but he had him on and everything. Then I joined in, and we've been friends ever since. So.
Cool.
I told him that I wanted, to have him back on and stuff, and from there he started watching us. We watched him, and at the time he was only doing videos. He wasn't doing like lives. He did
Right.
that later. Now he's doing lives, 3 days a week or
Cool.
something. So we've watched his inventory go from like 3 or 4 things to now he's, he already had the store and everything, but.
Right. Does it make knives or anything like that?
He doesn't. He gets asked about that, knives and swords and all that. He don't do that, but he does make neat things, and it's kind of cool. So watching, I like to help people that are on the, trying to grow and do
Right.
things, because that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. And there's a lot of people on Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble channel, you need to get one. The Rumble app, folks, it's where it's at. But
I came into the information age kicking and screaming. I don't know how to use all this stuff. I'm learning slowly but surely.
I will train you. I told the granddaughter, I said, I told Kaylee, Kaylee, you're going to have to one day take over. The boys, Jeremy he'll never be the screen guy.
Right.
I could train him to be engineer. He could be that. He would never be on the screen. Josh, he could get on the screen.
Josh is Mr. Personality.
He has a gift. Yeah, he has a gift of gab.
Yeah.
But I said, Kaylee, you're the brain trust that's going. She looks like it's resting on your shoulders, young lady. I'm bringing you along slowly.
The brain trust.
Good morning. And I'm bringing you along slowly, and you're going to get all this training, all this knowledge, and everything, and one day it will all be yours. And she just loved that. Like, she's like, well, okay, but you're going to have to wait till I get used to being on screen. I said, well, you're young yet.
Right.
You're only 13, so, oops, our table is a little wonky. See if I can straighten that out a little bit. So we're shaking the thing.
It's all good.
But looks like we're out there. We got 5 people that have come in that I can see. There could be others that don't show up on here, but we are on this morning. 2 different Facebook channels. We're on LinkedIn. So all you LinkedIn folks, if you see us live, shout out to all the professionals out there. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and X.
Wow.
And X doesn't. It will show the number, but the chat doesn't come over, so I apologize. But you can leave us a any kind of comment in the Rumble, or excuse me, in the X app, and we'll get back to you. So it's good to see there's those bells again.
Oh, I love it.
That means it's the top of the hour.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go get me another cup of coffee.
That sounds good.
Need a refill?
No,
or
I'm
anything?
good, man.
Be
Thank
right
you,
back.
though. So for those that maybe don't know where we're at, we're in the little town of Ringgold, Georgia, which is extreme northwest Georgia, which is the town over from where I live. We've been doing videos and man on the street interviews, interviewing shop owners and stuff. This morning, matter of fact, we ran into a church group that is meeting here, and we're going to join in with them here in a couple, the next time they meet. And we might even just do a program from there and just get conversation about the word. But met a great group of Christian businessmen from the same church, and they're meeting. And then we ran into a book club that's meeting here, and we're going to try to get them on the podcast. We gave them cards because I'm wanting a book of the month kind of thing to recommend good books. I mean, we got the Three Reverends Publishing. That's one side of it, then I want to get another genre of books, and so this is another opportunity for that. So my goal is every month to have somebody come on and talk about their books, and just give us an update on what's going on. So get 2 or 3 publishers involved, and there'll be plenty of books to recommend and come on and talk about. That's always a cool thing if you're a reader, whether you're Kindle or you like the paperback or hardbacks, however you like your books. If you're not a reader, you should be. It's great for the brain, feeds the soul, and it's just nothing like getting lost in a good book on a rainy day. That's good living right there. Like I said, we're street side, so if you hear cars, it's intended to be that way. This is like your sidewalk cafe, and we did that on purpose. We're not wanting to be in studio for this. It's to be out and to be talking to people. We've already talked to several this morning, and making connections for the podcast and letting people know that we're here. We'll have to get us a little sign made up. And so on Saturday mornings, you're going to see us here. We're in front of Caffeine Addicts. I want to give them a shout out. They're great people. A lot of different groups meet here. They're wonderful people. They've been so gracious to us. And they have, this is also was the former store for the Zenith Man, Alvin Ridley. This was his TV repair shop. And there's still a lot of memorabilia and pictures and old signs and stuff that's hanging on the inside, and a lot about the case. So that interview for that we're having with the second interview, and just down the street from here is the law offices of McCracken Poston. And he came on and did an interview with me last Tuesday, I think that was. We got that in. So that premieres tonight at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But at 7:30 before that, there's a pre-interview. It's called Part 1. And good morning. And it's a pre-interview that has videos that I took at the graveyard. It has our first interview we did when we bought the book. And I think there's one other, I think that's it. Or there's a video of me kind of talking about what you're fixing to see. That lasts about 20 minutes, and then 10 minutes later at 8 p.m., that comes on at 7:30 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. will be the part 2 of our interview with lawyer, author McCracken Poston Jr., and you sure want to watch that. And go buy the book, Zenith Man. There's 2 bookstores here in Ringo that sell it, and if you order it here, they will hold the book, and he'll come in and autograph it and give you a bookmark that has a picture they wouldn't let him put in the book. And then you can work out shipping from there if you're not in the area. If you're in the area, stop in. That way you get the autograph as well. If you're going to buy the book, you might as well get the autograph and the bookmark. And that picture, they would not let him share. So he found a way to share it. They wouldn't let him put it in the book, so he said, I'll give it to you. So it's an add-in. So he gave me a couple of them. So get that. But it's a great book. I should have brought it this morning and covered it, but I wanted to get this interview in, then we'll talk more about the book, but not give every part away, because I want to sell books for him. He deserves that. But that'll be on tonight at 8 p.m. Did you get your coffee?
I did, and I saw Harry Potter.
Well, you really did. Wow, I've never met Harry Potter.
Yeah, he guy walked in with a black cape on.
Well, I thought I looked up. I was talking and I kind of turned, and I said, that looks like somebody in a cape, And in these days and times when somebody's walking along the street on a cape, I got to check that out. And I just turned and said, good morning. And they were like, good morning. And I was like, did I just see what I think I saw?
That I did a double take.
So are they doing like a thing here? Or
I don't know.
Or they just maybe like walking around town and as Harry Potter?
He might just like his cape.
That's... Rob is trying to get us to wear capes when we go out to events like festivals and stuff. And I'm like, man.
Well, you should, as Captain Cornbread.
I think I'd look ridiculous in a cape, but we'll see. But
you never know. Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah,
right?
Don't knock it till you try it. I don't know. It's all about what, as long as I can wear regular clothing, I am not putting on the superhero outfit. This old fat man would look stupid, so I'm not doing that.
Oh, that.
But maybe I'll put the cape on and a hat or something. I might do that. But yeah, Cornbread Man definitely is known as that. It kind of happened by accident. Here comes a big truck. So, that's a fire engine. get the
Fire
big
truck.
truck going by. We appreciate our firemen.
Yes, we do.
By the way,
All first responders.
we are just up the street. Literally, what is this to the bridge? 4 blocks, 3 blocks, whatever it is.
Yeah, about 3 blocks.
This is the place where all the trucks get stuck.
Yeah, right there.
At least 3 a year, Paul.
Under the viaduct.
They get stuck and they have to come free them from it, and it causes a lot of problems for the people here because you have to go around instead of straight into the city from that direction, and it just really mangles the traffic downtown.
Well, have you ever got a truck stuck like that?
Not like that. No.
I haven't either, but there's a place over where I live in Ooltewah. It's a back road that comes into Ooltewah. I used to go through the summit back through there, but there's an overpass, and it clearly says it's 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
I've seen 7 or 8 U-Haul trucks, people that are moving, try to go through there and just come to a screeching halt, and they have to come in and drag them out. So pay attention if you're driving something like a box truck or something like that. Pay attention when you go under any overpass.
Or if it's low enough, you shear the top of the thing of the cab or the trailer part.
That's true.
18 wheelers, I've seen that a bunch. So they just shear the thing. As it's down. It's like a knife going through it.
It's amazing to watch.
Or you've seen those videos where the guy, like the dump truck, he doesn't realize his bed is up. I don't know how you don't realize that. It seems to me that it would ride different, or you don't check your mirrors or something.
It's back heavy.
I mean, you would be lighter on the front end. How do you not notice that? And it's not AI. There are people that have hit bridges like that. They've got to be either on their phone, not paying attention at all, or stoned out of their mind. I mean,
I was going to say they could be on something else,
Well, the guy that came through Chattanooga, remember that time, and he ran through all them cars that were stuck. They were in basically a parking lot,
Right.
And just ran through them. That guy was on all kinds of drugs. He had been driving 3 days straight or something like that. He had broken like every DOT law you could break.
Wow.
And he's going to spend, I guess, the rest of his life in prison. He killed some people that day. And
That's sad.
it's dangerous work. There was another incident over there. I don't think it was the same one. I think it was different where they were doing some construction. And they had something hanging a little too low. Remember that? And a guy.
Yeah, on 24.
On 24, and
Yeah, right there at the ridge cut.
it hit something and took him with it or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't like going through those areas, and I don't think most people do. But sometimes you have no choice.
Yeah, he was hanging low
was
off
doing
of that bridge where they're working on that area.
They were
right
welding
there.
or painting or something.
And a truck came through and
Oh man,
yeah.
crazy. Our area is known for road construction, continual. It never stops.
And
The
that's
interstate.
truth.
We are known for the orange, barrels.
Yep,
They multiply.
they do.
And I've said for a long time, Chattanooga needs a bypass around it. Not for the people who want to come in and do tours, but with the trucks. If you could just do a bypass and make it like, cars or trucks, but give
Right.
those truckers that are going south, you don't have to come through town. That would be better than what we have.
Oh, I agree
They
with
take
that.
a lot of money, I get it, but we've got the land, we've got open areas. It wouldn't take that much. And I see the Cape.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything.
I think you're right. I think he just enjoys walking around the Cape on. That's cool.
He could be a superhero, Dave, and we don't know it.
He could be a superhero, and I know he may have superpowers, and I don't want to mess with a guy that could have superpowers like that.
No.
If you had superpowers, you probably do have superpowers because you're a super guy. What would your superpower be?
My superpower? Well, I do have a superpower, and it's called prayer because there is a
Amen.
huge power in that.
Amen.
Good morning,
Good morning.
folks.
Good,
Wonderful.
good.
But I've heard some people say that there's no such thing, but empathy. I feel like I've been in so many different situations in my life. I can empathize with just about anybody on most things. But
Well, that's an important thing because if you meet somebody and you kind of have went through something similar, you can connect a little bit. And it's not to say that if you have it, you cannot, but it's harder because they look at you like you don't know what I feel. You don't know what I'm going
Exactly.
through. especially if you're talking about somebody like I went down. I did. I've done jail ministry. It's just not ever been called.
Right.
But we're thinking. We're
There we
back.
go.
Get there because we are using their Wi-Fi, so I have it. But anyway, I was. We went to this ministry county. I think this was Merkin, and these are people that are being they haven't went through the court. They haven't went through their trials yet. Anyway, man, I was talking to young 21-year-old murderers, man, that looked like a guy sitting on the church pew. You know, I swear, and they were respectful, but they got in with a group and went to rob a drug dealer, and it went bad, and he was the trigger man. But anyway, we went with the guy, and I'll never forget how this guy connected. And I watched him, the first person he went to, and he was from this other guy's church, and he reached. They would let you shake their hand, which I like that. But sometimes they don't let you do that. But this one, when they're watching everything, but they wouldn't let us do much. They let us give them tracts or Bibles. But anyway, he shook this guy's hand. He goes, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, that was me, 2-3 years ago or whatever. I was right in that same cell."
Right.
You got a guy that can say something like that, that gets their attention.
Yeah, you can connect.
Because if you've never been behind the iron bars, you really can't say you know what it's like. And I've never been, so I'm not going to say that I have.
I have.
I've came close in my life. I'm not proud of that, but I have came close to being. I have been to the jail as a young man, made a mistake, and I've been to the jail. My dad got there because they were like, "We're going to have to put you in the back." And I said, "I think my dad's pulling up." I was guessing. We'll give you 5 more minutes, and he walked in. So,
Wow.
and it's nothing against somebody who has. I'm just saying that I was blessed that that didn't happen to me. But
Yeah.
if you've been in those situations, the drunk tank or lockup or whatever,
Any of those.
people listen to you when you say something about that because
If you can speak their language.
they feel like there's a connection, like
Yeah.
you understand. By the way, y'all pray for my son, and I'm transparent. Love both my sons, always will. My youngest one has had, he's incarcerated, and he told me here, we talked a few days ago, might have been close to a week now, and he said, "Dad, I'm sorry." He said, I'm not supposed to be at this place. And I said, "I know you're not."
No, he's running from his anointing.
Yeah, and I said, you just got to do good and get out of there.
Yeah.
And but they talked to him again, and of course he's talking to his mom, and that's tough.
Right.
And it ain't unmanly to say that you cry with your mom. And they said he shed some tears, and I know it's hit him hard. So y'all pray for him.
Definitely.
He's got a couple years, maybe less, maybe we're not sure, but it's it's a huge wake up call.
Right.
And hope and praying that he'll do good coming out of this. So,
Well, hey, I got a question for you.
all right.
You ever been pulled over for speeding or anything like that?
Do I have to be honest here?
Yeah.
I have.
Come on. What's the worst thing you can say to a cop when he walks up and says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?"
It would be, one of them would be, you're trying to meet your quota.
That, yeah. Yeah. I actually told one time it's because you were bored.
I guess
He didn't like that.
I'm guessing he didn't like it.
No,
I'm guessing he didn't take that too kindly at all.
He did not like that. And I saw this young lady was parked. A cop walks up to her and says, "Why are you parked here?" She said, "Because the sign." He said, "What does the sign say?" She said, "Fine for parking." So she thought it was fine to park there. You never know.
You never know.
Some people take things differently. Some take things literally, conceptually. You never know.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's there's all them old jokes too. The 911 call or whatever, and the girl says, "I'm locked in my car.
Yeah.
I left the keys outside, and I'm locked in the car, and I'm starting to get, I don't like closed-in places, and I'm panicking a little bit."
Yeah, that's.
And he's like, "Can't you just open the door?"
That's almost as bad as the deer crossing sign. Do you remember that story? The lady called into that it was a radio show. Lady called in complaining that they need to put the deer crossing signs where the school crossing signs are, so that the deer will have a school crossing guard. She thought that just because there's a deer crossing sign, that's where the deer are going. It was hilarious to hear the whole thing, and she was, I mean, serious as a heart attack.
I saw this video it was just a couple of days ago. I don't know if it's made up. It's hilarious. I don't care. But it's an officer pulls over and senior citizen, and he says, "Ma'am, I pulled you over for speeding." She said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And she said, 95 miles an hour. He goes, "That's right. That's speeding." She goes, "Well, the sign said 95." Mm-hmm. He said, "Ma'am, that means Interstate 95."
Yeah. I heard something similar. The state patrolman pulled over this car, and there was 4 elderly ladies in there, and the police officer asked the elderly lady that was driving, said, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And she said, "No, I don't. I was going the speed limit." And he said, "Well, what do you think the speed limit is?" She said, 27. He said, "No, ma'am. That's the highway that you're on. You're on Highway 27. And she said, "Oh, okay." Well, he got to looking around in the back seat. The ladies in the back seat were white as my pants. They were just white. And the police officer leaned in and said, "Ladies, are you okay?" And they said, yes, we're fine. We just got off Highway 153.
That's pretty good.
So
massive slowdown there from 153 to 27.
Yeah, most definitely. Wow.
We did a show one night on the podcast. I think it was things you don't tell the officer when he pulls you over.
Right.
You know, that was a fun show. We did.
I can only imagine.
We had a good time last night. We did tattoos. We were talking about tattoos and hearing people's stories about their tattoos, and it wasn't a show to decide whether you should get one or not get one. It was just because people have them, and I don't have tattoos, but I wanted to hear from people who do, and
I've got one,
and get their opinions about where they got it, why they got it.
Right.
A lot of them are dedicated to people they knew or situations they went through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories out there. So I asked a question last night, and Elizabeth said no. I've heard others. She said others will say yes. I'll ask your opinion. Is tattoos art? Is it art?
It depends on who you're talking to.
Could be.
Some people think it is. Some people think it's body mutilation.
True, but it's like,
here comes some more Harleys.
Oh yeah, get ready for the thunder. The thunder's coming down. Actually, went the other way.
Okay.
It was a fake. They said we were faking. We're coming this way, then we're not.
Out.
But I did this art class once for college.
Yeah.
And the premise of the class is that anything can be art. Anything.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
If you say it's art, it's your art.
Yeah.
So to those people that say it is, to them it is. If you say it's not, then I guess you just didn't take it that way. But it definitely is to each his own, I guess you'd say.
Oh yeah.
What is yours? Do you mind saying? What is your tattoo?
No, it's a symbol. I got it on my shoulder right here. It's a symbol for master.
Okay.
It was something stupid that I did in my youth, and I'm stuck with it now. So I thought it looked cool at the time.
Miss Jen was on last night. She has one that's in honor of her dad, but she said, "I'm thinking about getting one for a cat." She loves cats.
Right.
We told her no, that we didn't think it would be the right one, but she's thinking about getting one that looks like a cat that's sliding down your shoulder and it has scratched you. It looks.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a great day. It looks real, like there's a cat.
That's pretty funny.
And it's got both the paws up, and it's like there's scratch marks. It looks like blood. It would be a great Halloween one. I can tell you.
Wow, but that's permanent.
That's permanent. I said I wouldn't do it. Something small. a little cat head or a little small cat laying there or something,
Yeah.
you know. But it was a fun show. We try to have different topics that are interesting to people, and you know, it kind of keeps us on track. But then we ventured into all kinds of stuff.
Have we had anybody comment yet?
No, nobody's commented yet, but that's okay.
Matter
Sometimes
cat got y'all's tongue.
sometimes they're quiet, you know.
This is true.
And then sometimes maybe they can't from where they're at. Everything
You never know.
doesn't. X does not allow them to come. I don't know why. That's the only thing I don't like about X
Yeah.
is that the chat part does not always work. But I love the platform. I mean, I think it's a good platform. We got almost 14,500
Yeah.
followers. on
Elon
there.
saved that one, didn't
He exposed a lot too.
he? He sure did.
But-
He sure did.
Yeah, we're just hanging out on a Saturday. It's a beautiful day.
Not as much traffic as
Nice.
there usually
The clouds
is.
are fluffy, Paul.
They are. It's since the government shut down. They've gotten fluffier.
I didn't see any planes go by with any, chemtrails or anything.
You don't see any chemtrails in the sky.
You don't. It's all nice, fluffy clouds, floating along.
What do y'all think?
I even see the moon. I still can see the moon up there.
I got some really good pictures of the moon the other night. It was a full moon, came up right after the sun went down. And in the wintertime or fall, the moon moves pretty quick from side to side. I live on a ridge, but we can see the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. And when the moon comes up, it'll come up here one night, and then the next night it's over here, and then the next night, after a
Yeah.
month, it's gone.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I love to watch in the heavens. That's an old thing that mankind has always done, is look into the stars and look into the sky. And
And we still need to be looking to the sky too, because
that's right.
that trump's going to sound, and I think it's going to be soon.
Yeah, folks, if you're not a Christian, I want to encourage you to
Amen, brother.
reach out and find Jesus Christ. He's there. He's easy to find. And,
He says he
give-
stands at the door and knocks.
give your life to him. Time is running short. Our lives are very short. We just don't know. And, there's tragedies happen every day. And
Well, compared to eternity, this is a blink of an eye.
it's absolutely a
You know.
blink of an eye. We also want to give a shout out to Sending Financial Group, and all these things that we're doing in the city are sponsored by them.
Yeah.
As well, co-production with the Southern Fried Podcast. So, shout out to this Sending Group, Financial Group.
And if you need, if you feel like you're lacking education in finances, the way money works, the rules of money, a lot of people don't realize money that has rules.
It does.
And you know what the number one rule of money is?
I don't know if I know that.
Never lose it.
Well, I was going to say that, but I thought, I don't know. It seems.
That's
Maybe-
Warren Buffett's the one that came up with that one, I believe.
Well,
Number one rule of money is never lose it. Number two, you know what the number two rule of money is?
Make more of it.
No, refer back to rule number one. Yeah.
I like that.
But there are rules to money, and if anybody needs some education, reach out. Be happy to educate you on the different things that most people don't know about.
Yeah, especially when you're setting up things for your retirement, your kids. You're trying to make sure there's things there, or you want to make sure survivors are taken care of.
Yep.
You don't want to outlive your money.
No.
That's one of the big things. And most people think, I only need money for till I'm 70 or 75. You may live to be 105. You don't never know.
That's true.
And so you need to provide for that. And whatever's left, you can donate or give to somebody or whatever you want to do. But
And doesn't the word say that we need to leave an inheritance for our children's children?
leave a legacy for them. And
Yep.
not you don't have to spoil them, but you sure want to help them along.
Jesus had a lot to say about money.
He did.
I think maybe a third of his parables were about money.
Yeah, and
Very interesting.
most arguments in marriages are about money. That's not the only thing, but it is a big one. And people argue over money, the spending
money
of
is,
it,
yeah, money's
what
just
we
a
spend
tool.
it on. Yeah, it's a tool.
But we all have to have this particular tool.
I was going to show you,
do
Paul.
things. Yep.
I don't know if the people can see this. I have a friend. He just we became friends recently. He's from Egypt, And
Okay.
I was talking about the money over there. So he brings me this. They use the pound,
Right.
and here is
100 pounds.
100 pounds, and that's Egyptian money. He autographed it for me. I'll show you that. We've
Does
got
it feel
the,
heavy?
Well, it don't feel like money's not as heavy as it used to be. you know.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So it's 100 pounds on the Central Bank of Egypt, but there's, that's what they use in Egypt, and I just thought that was cool. That
What's it 100 pounds of? 100 pounds of what? Silver, gold, copper?
I don't know what they use to back up their money over there. I did a little research. I went online and looked at some of it,
Yeah.
but to say I'm an expert right now on Egyptian financial systems would be a stretch. So
Maybe it's scarabs.
it could be.
100 pounds of scarabs.
But I do know this: versus the American dollar, it takes a whole lot of that to make a dollar.
Well, we were in the Dominican Republic earlier this year, and I did a little exchange for some money whenever, at the airport there, and I think it was Puerto Plata
Yeah.
is where we went into. I gave them $300, and I got back 20,000 pesos. Yeah, and
When you
it
go,
lasted a long time, believe it or not.
Well, it's funny when you go shopping. Like I was in Mexico, we go shopping, and most of the shopkeepers will speak some English because tourism. They want to.
Yeah.
So they'll throw out this number. 7,000 pesos. You're just like it hits you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And you have to do this instantaneous
For an
think
apple?
in your brain.
Yeah.
Like, what is that in dollars? And you go, oh, that's not that much. It's like $7 or
Like
something.
$1.05 or something.
Yeah, or something. It's not much.
I got this app on my phone it's a translator. So what I would do is walk around with my camera on, and I'd just point it at
Oh.
one of the signs, and it would translate what it was.
Now that's a good idea, and that's making technology work for you.
Yep.
And I like that. That's good.
It came in handy, especially when we got to the cash register.
Well, they make these earbuds now, and I would get. I would have one that I don't know. I don't know how the person would feel about putting it in their ear. I probably need to use a headphone.
Right.
But they put one in, you put one in, and when you speak, it automatically translates
Translates.
into the earpiece
Wow.
their language that you want, that you need. You just set it on the phone, what you're wanting, or it may automatically detect it,
Right.
and you're able to talk in your language, and they talk in theirs, and you understand it in yours. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And you can get, and they work. I know someone that got one, and they said it absolutely works, and it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all. So yeah, make technology work for you.
So let me ask you this. Thinking of that, okay, going back to the Tower of Babel,
Okay.
when God separated the tongues,
Yeah.
do you think that's encroaching upon that we're able to do something like that, or
No,
because they were all meeting in one place and they all
Yeah.
had the same language and they were trying to build something?
and that's the thing. That was for that time. You know,
Gotcha.
that's what I would say out of that. That's for that time. And when they came back together on the Spirit, I mean, they were all speaking in their tongue and understood. So,
Right.
I was for that time and what they were trying to do. Now we got mankind trying to be, create life and alter life, and
Yeah.
so that I'd be more concerned about that than I would in the languages understanding each other.
Speaking of that, do you believe that back before the flood, pre-flood, back in Enoch's time, Nephilim were running wild over the earth?
Yeah.
Do you think that they were actually doing genetic experiments back then, making those things like minotaurs, a bull's head and a man's body? Do you think that they actually did stuff like that, or do you think that's just all made up?
Well, if I would never doubt the ability of man to do weird things. I mean, the total depravity of man is. There's always been those medical experiments of trying to do things like that,
Right.
and somewhere in the world. So to say it didn't, I wouldn't be comfortable saying I 100% don't believe that they did that. But to what level, I don't know. But I think that it's very possible that they were doing anything. I mean, anything that man can think up, he wants to try.
Well,
There's always been the Joseph Mengeles of the world that
yeah.
wants to do evil, weird, odd, things.
But the fallen angels, I don't know. I've heard several different things. You know, a lot of people think that all the demons that are here are the fallen angels. You know, it says that Satan brought a third of them with him when he fell. Do you think that those are actually demons, or do you think that, you know, they talk about the Nephilim when the angels saw the daughters of men and that they were good for marriage? You know, they went in. That's where the Nephilim came from, correct?
Yeah.
Something like that.
You know, people are kind of on both sides of this. You'll talk to those that absolutely believe that, and they'll push things out there to support it. And you have others that say that that's not what happened. I've sort of examined it from both sides, and
the Bible says that in Genesis, you know, that in those days, you know, the Nephilim were around. So the Nephilim, they are mentioned in the Bible. Leviathan's mentioned in the Bible, and Job, you know, but I've never seen a Leviathan.
No, well, I've seen, you know, we had dinosaurs and or what was the word for a dinosaur that we made up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible speaks of the dragons, leviathans, and stuff, but we made up the word dinosaur. I asked someone in my church one time, "Hey, how you doing?"
Good morning. Wonderful.
I asked someone in my church, I said, "How old are dinosaurs?" And they're looking at me like it's a trick question, you know, like, "Well, don't you know?" And it's funny the answers you get. Like some would say a few thousand years old, others will say millions, and I say, "Oh, you must not believe in creation," you know.
Right.
And so you get all these answers, and then I said, "Well, all those answers are wrong." And they said,
"Well, you know,
they said, well, how old do you say they are?" You know, they were getting aggravated with me, and I said, "Oh, it's only about a little." At the time, it was about 100 years, and they said, "You've got to explain that." And I said, "Well, they made up the word dinosaur and fed it to us
1800s.
Around, it was 1800s, early 1900s, something like that." And I said, we say it commonly now, but that word was not always there, you know, and so
well,
it just shows the power of planting something and people, you know, saying it over and over again, and everybody says it and everybody believes it.
Well, you know, man, I wish I could remember where this was, but there was an archaeological dig down in Georgia. I believe it was in Georgia, somewhere further south from here, but they found a man's footprints with a dinosaur's footprints.
Yeah.
And these atheist scientists said if you could find something like that, they would say, okay, evolution is false.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They found something like that. These guys, there were 4 of them, came down to this one place, and an 18-year-old boy showed them this because the other people were out of town at the time. And they refused to believe the facts.
There's similar things that have been discovered. That's why the Grand Canyon is such a great place to do studies, is because they don't have answers for. I mean, they have found the similar things with certain things that were, you know, were later, that were in the layers were before, and of course,
and how fast it actually happened.
But we had a great flood, you know,
yes.
And people, you know, and that's why, you know, they don't have answers for that stuff, and they will ignore the question, you know, when you ask them.
You know, it's like carbon dating. I mean, they have to come up with something, you know.
And
I understand.
It can be manipulated very badly.
It can.
And it's not. People act like it's an exact science, and it's not. And
there are many extenuating circumstances.
Or you can have the people that produce coal in their garage, you know. Like I said,
That's
it takes
true.
pressures, all the dinosaurs died, and you know,
they're making diamonds now.
you know? It's all about heat and pressure, and you know, and the right resources, but
they're growing them.
But people believe what. It's funny though, isn't it funny that people want to believe a book by a man who admitted that he was wrong on stuff, but they will believe that book. They won't believe the Bible. You know, they'll believe Darwin's theory. They'll believe everything he says.
Well, in his book,
as if it's the gospel. You know,
in his book, Origin of Species.
Yeah.
He says in the book, if this, you know, the missing link that he's talking about, if it's not found within the next 10 to 15 years, somewhere in that time frame, forget everything that I said. Yeah. But yet, no.
And if
they
you
took
are,
it and ran with
if
it.
you are a scientist who is, you know, believes in creation, they will drum you out of the business. They will do everything they can to hinder you, fire you, attack you, destroy your work. A lot of the there are many successful ones out there, but they've had to team together
Yeah.
because a lot of the the bigger reviews and journals and things, they won't let their work be put in.
I think I'm gonna have to change glasses, Dave. I think I'm gonna go with the Ray-Bans.
We've gotten a little more sunlight here. It's right up on us. The clouds are moving in.
Hit me right in the.
We're going to be on a
right
few more
face.
minutes, and we got in a little late because we were testing it for the first time.
Right.
So we got a couple of videos we do have to go make, but this is our Saturday morning post, and we're going to be here.
We're gonna ride down to the cemetery.
We're going to ride down to the cemetery. We sure are. We got a couple of videos to make there. But we thank you for being with us. Come with us, be with us. We'll try to be on around 8 the next time. Well, it might be 5 after. We got to get our coffee.
Somewhere around in there. Yeah.
8:05.
They don't open till 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they don't open
so.
late. Or we could come on early and then just step in and get the coffee. One of us will go in
Right.
and the other one or something.
Oh,
We'll figure
by the
it
way,
out.
we met a really nice group of guys earlier that are having a Bible study here.
Yeah.
And the fellow we were talking, his
Grace,
name's Lonnie Parks, right?
I believe
Parks
so.
Construction Company.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have him on here, tell you a little bit about his construction company. I know that he's worked on some higher end houses. He worked on Mr. McKee's house, the owner of Little Debbie.
Yep.
He did some work. on his house.
We're hoping to sit in with them the next time they come, and
Yeah.
they meet here once a month, and we're going to see if we can't get a few of those folks to come online with us and talk about their faith and what they do with their business or whatever. And great
Yeah.
guys. We probably met about 8 to 10 people, I guess,
Yeah.
all together. I'd say about
Somewhere
10.
around in there.
And very welcoming, and they were studying in Proverbs. They said for 2 years. 2 years they've been studying Proverbs. That's great.
You could spend a lifetime studying.
Well, you
Proverbs.
could. It's a
Psalms
great book.
and Proverbs, two of my favorites.
But we need men, and it's not including women. I'm just saying as men, we need men standing up and being men, godly men in this day and time for sure, and showing that strength and being that leadership that God has given them the qualities to be, and leading their families, looking out for kids. And I'll say it, there's a podcast I listen to out in Oregon, and I love this guy. He's
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, and he's a farm. He's a cattle. He raises cattle. He does all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And I don't know that we agree 100% in theology, but it doesn't matter. We're both believers. And but anyway, he made a statement once on his show, and it's Bards FM. I don't mind saying. You find him on Podbean, and we're on Podbean, Bards FM.
Right.
And it's BOW, Bards of War. I said Bards because they do have FM in there, but it's Bards of War.
Okay.
But anyway, great podcast, and they're on every day, just like we are. And he was saying, he asked the question once: "Is when are the men of," he just used America, going to stand up and say enough to all the bad that's going on to kids in this country?
That's right.
And letting it acting as if it's just law enforcement's responsibility or whoever, that we as men need to stand up and say, you're not doing that on our watch. You're not
That's right.
doing it.
And
there's
if you
enough.
want to learn more on that, how to do that, look up Victor Marks.
Yeah,
I met Victor one time. He's a really nice guy.
awesome.
And his speed.
How y'all doing?
Morning. His speed, taking a gun away from somebody. You ever seen him do that?
I haven't.
Oh my goodness. It's like a rattlesnake. Just bam.
I
Somebody
love
got a gun on him. Next thing you know, he's got the gun on them.
Well, there's organizations out
It's
there
crazy.
right now that are doing great work. You don't hear about them, but they're
Yeah.
going and rescuing kids out of cults,
Yep.
kids that have been taken overseas. They go and do rescues on this, and
Yep.
they just work off of donations and stuff, and they're
right.
they're out there, and they go.
And they're warriors.
They are warriors. They're ex-military,
That's right.
and they know how to get in and out of places, and they're going and rescuing women and children that have been kidnapped
Yep.
and are being trafficked, and they're going after them, or like I say, they're in a cult. And
If I was a little younger.
yeah, and they have deprogrammers ready
Yep.
to get them to a location and get them the help that they need. So
There's a lot of these children out there.
it's just, and the more we hear is the more it happens. I mean, where's the bottom? Like it just keeps getting deeper, and that's really, really sad.
And there's a lot of conspiracy theories into all of that. I'm not
Sure.
going to get into it
No,
right
but-
now, but one of them has to do with Obamacare. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I haven't, but next week we'll explore that.
There we go.
we don't have the time right now to start it.
Yeah,
but,
we're gonna have to get off here and
we need to go get our
take off.
videos done,
We do.
and those are important. But hey, this is a great first run, and we'll be on a little earlier next time, I promise.
Thank you for
And,
stopping by.
Absolutely, and keep watching the Southern Fried. You can find us on just about every stream out there, at least in some capacity. And the next program for the Southern Fried will be tomorrow morning. Well, tonight we'll have the premiere of the interview with the lawyer, author of Zenith Man.
Yep.
At 8, starts at 7:30, and then in the morning I'll be
Very
on live.
interesting story.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'll be live in the morning, Sunday morning in the Word. Sunday morning in the Word. And then tomorrow night we've got SFP News Desk and a special Rumble only show about. We're going to start a monthly show about weapons.
Okay.
It might become weekly.
I'd like that.
It's going to be about all
I've
things.
got a few I can share with you.
I love it. You know, we'll talk about the laws. We will talk about the
Yep.
threats to our rights. I think the show's going to be called Long Live 2A. Long Live 2A for Second Amendment.
There you go.
And we're going to have various guests in and come along. But you got to get a Rumble app, and you got to get on Rumble because it's going to be Rumble only. The others will not let us do that program. They'll kick us out.
Yeah.
And we're not going to even
'Cause you're
start
talking about
that.
guns.
Because we're talking about guns.
Yeah.
Rumble will not. That means we'll be on Pickaxe as well.
Yep.
And if you get Rumble, then just might as well go premium and support that. And because some of the programs may go premium,
Right.
just to filter out some things and to support our work and everything. But anyway,
So I
Paul,
have a question for you.
Go
Dave.
ahead.
You are known nationwide as the cornbread man.
I am.
Would that make me biscuit boy?
I wouldn't put boy. You gentlemen have a great day.
I'll see y'all later, guys.
I wouldn't put boy in any title with you.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that, huh?
But
okay.
but I like where you're going, biscuit.
Yeah, cornbread man and biscuit boy.
And we could call you cat head biscuit or something.
The cat head, yeah.
We'll have to think on that. You never know what this guy's going to say. I didn't know you were going with that.
Well, you know, I had to end on some kind of note.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time. Take care and
Have a
God
great weekend,
bless.
guys.
And if I can see in this sunlight, if I can actually see to even get my cursor up there.
Yeah.
There it is. All
Here,
right.
let me see if I can block the sunlight for you.